I would say that advocacy, involvement, and marketing are three of the words that come to mind.
When I think of the Chamber, I think of three words: networking, collaboration, and community-minded.
Collaboration, economic growth, and advocacy.
I would just describe the Chamber as being very energetic, very active, very collaborative. All three of those words come to mind when I think of the Chamber.
The Chamber is a connector, a conduit to bring us all together as one, doing business with each other and supporting one another.
Maybe a matchmaker a little bit, a connection portal, kind of a community advocate.
You know, I think it all comes down to those relationships. And I know that the Salem Chamber understands relationships are everything in terms of connecting businesses together and helping those businesses along.
It's really bringing businesses together and helping the community to be a closer-knit community. It also provides resources to business owners, and that's a real value to our community.
The Chamber has been the rallying point where we all come together and figure out ways of having synergy and working together to serve our community. There's no other organization that I've seen in Salem that draws people together in that way.
If the Chamber wasn't there, I think that as a business owner, you would feel very isolated and you wouldn't have access to the resources and the community support that you have with the Chamber.
If the Chamber of Commerce in Salem was not here, we would be struggling. We would have a harder time making the connections that we have to have with other businesses.
If the Chamber didn't exist, there'd be a lot of individuals, not necessarily organized, all trying to do the same thing, potentially stepping on one another's toes, or not necessarily knowing what to do and just giving up.
If the Chamber weren't there, one of the things that would suffer would be the advocacy that the Chamber does on behalf of not just businesses, but the whole community. Sometimes decisions are made on a legislative level that the impact on communities is not well thought through. The Chamber is there to advocate for people, not just people in businesses, but people in general. The wider community health is benefited because the Chamber is very present, thinks of the future, and is giving leadership to our community.
Without the Chamber, Salem would be less vibrant, less economically strong, less of a community. I think that the Chamber nurtures the relationships, both in business and with individuals, and is a vital part of Salem.
There are broken communities. There are communities with declining tax bases and shrinking budgets for public services. I'm glad I don't live in those communities. So I wish that we could take the Salem Chamber on the road so that business people, entrepreneurs, could see hope in their own communities.
The Salem Chamber is known as a leader among chambers because they're working for the betterment of the entire community for years to come. Things that they're just starting nowadays will be benefits in our community 3 and 4 and 5 years from now.
I think we have a bright future because the Chamber continues to manage transitions well and bring people together to meet needs of the community. And that gives us a bright future in Salem.
The opportunities that are in front of us, because of the natural resources that we have around us and the people who live here, are remarkable. And the Salem Chamber has a view of that future that makes people aspire to those things. So I feel grateful. I'm not wishing for something that we already have.